The losses keep piling up for electric car maker Tesla, but the company's top officer says he's confident the second half of the year will bring a positive cash flow.
Now that would be welcome news to state taxpayers who have invested millions on Tesla's solar factory in South Buffalo. News 4's Luke Moretti has more on the future of Tesla and Solar City.
The next several months could tell us a lot about the future of the multinational corporation known as Tesla.
But it certainly is a teeth-clenching kind of moment where you want to see results.
The electric car/energy company continues to hemorrhage money, losing $717 million in the most recent quarter.
They have a very hard obstacle to climb, mountain to climb in order to get the profits.
You know, I've done a few things.
Tesla CEO Elon Musk says he's highly confident the company will turn a profit this coming quarter. But some analysts believe it all depends on how many Model 3 automobiles the company can make.
These next 2 quarters and 3 quarters, you should really say, are going to be very important for Tesla as a company as a whole and thus Solar City.
Solar City, Tesla's subsidiary, is more of a localized concern because of questions about its sprawling Riverbend factory site in Buffalo. In a partnership with Panasonic, solar cells and panels are manufactured at the facility. The operation has been up and running for more than a year.
They are committing to ramping production up in the Buffalo area. However, as we have seen them miss marks in the past, it's questionable as to whether or not that will take place.
A great deal of state taxpayer money, $750 million, was spent to build and equip the Buffalo factory. It's known as the crown jewel of Governor Cuomo's Buffalo Billion Initiative. It's a generous subsidy package that comes with some strings. For example, Tesla could get hit with penalties as much as $41 million for every year the company whiffs on job creation targets. Around 1,400 jobs in Buffalo after 2 years, and 5,000 jobs in New York State after 10 years.
There is things that are happening on the Solar City side, but it does feel kind of like an afterthought.
Stephen Elwell, Vice President of Level Financial Advisors in Amherst, thinks the Solar City venture is a bit of a risky play.
We don't know 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now how it's going to play out. But if Tesla is able to execute not only on the car side, but the Solar City side, and if they're able to work those in conjunction, then it could be a huge reward for Western New York and the state.
On the other hand, UB School of Management professor Kathleen Nesper says success on the car side doesn't come with guarantees for Solar City.
Solar City is the vast majority of Tesla's debt. And the fact that the automotive business, if that would succeed, it does not necessarily mean that the Tesla Energy would succeed.
The company has never turned a profit in its 15-year history. Tesla reported that it had around $2.2 billion in cash on hand as of the end of June.
If you extrapolate that out and you say if I have $2 billion in cash and I keep losing $700 million, I really have only got a couple of quarters to go here. Now, you could always borrow more, although the market probably wouldn't like that. You could sell more stock, although current investors probably wouldn't like that because they'd be diluted.
Or if you're Tesla's CEO, you could cryptically tweet the possibility of taking the company private at $420 per share. That's precisely what Elon Musk floated earlier this month, prompting a flurry of reaction from analysts and inquiries from the Securities and Exchange Commission. And while there are plenty of hurdles to clear, not the least of which involves financing such a move, you wonder where this would leave Solar City.
I wouldn't expect there to be an effect on the Solar City aspect of this if they go private. In fact, you maybe could make the argument that if they're private, they might have a little more leeway to further invest in Solar City without Wall Street being worried about making the Model 3 as fast as possible and as profitably as possible.
Whatever happens, investors are counting on Tesla to turn a profit, and soon.
If they don't, then the Wall Street and investors are going to hopefully become more skeptical.
If Tesla can execute on their game plan with the cars and Solar City, then long run it may pay off for Western New York and New York taxpayers, but we still need to see that proof.
Now, according to Empire State Development, Tesla is in compliance with its promised milestones and financial commitments to New York State. The agency tells News 4 that the ramp-up for production is well underway, with more than 600 people hired. In a statement, Tesla maintains that it continues to meet hiring goals in line with agreements both with the state and in the city of Buffalo. Now, if you have a tip you'd like News 4 Investigates to look into, send us an email to investigates@wivb.com or give us a call at 879-4847.